cor da bovi esmorna, que prova de nós amizade. Ele é um sinal de saudade, dedicação e amor. Laura, cor da bovi esmorna, que prova de nós amizade. Ele é um sinal de saudade, dedicação e amor. Levanta, Laura, abri a janela, bobe o fim mesmorna, que bem de seu mundo que crê para nós ser feliz. Boque de meu já crê puti. Levanta, Laura, abri a janela, bobe o fim mesmorna, que bem de seu mundo que crê para nós ser feliz. Boque de meu já crê puti. Laura, acabou vi nada, cozé que és mundo ingrato da flabu. És creoiano na desgraça, me sona boa, não tem fé. Laura, acabou vi nada, cozé que és mundo ingrato da flabu. És creoiano na desgraça, me sona boa, não tem fé. Levanta, Laura, abri a janela, bobe o fim mesmorna, que bem de seu mundo que crê para nós ser feliz. Boque de meu já crê puti. Obrigado.
Allow me to be a bit naughty. We have time.
We have time?
Yes. Can you give us another one? Thank you.
Desde aquele dia que nos olhar e encontrar, boa oração, noite e dia, minha coração vou abrir para entrar, tudo razão, para fazer parte de minha vida, é na pensamento, é na sonho, para todo lado que voltar, bota seguir, oh Pitina. Desde aquele dia que nos olhar e encontrar, boa oração, noite e dia, minha coração vai abrir para entrar, tudo razão, vai fazer parte de minha vida, é na pensamento, é na sonho, para todo lado com voltar, bota seguir, oh Pitina. Sin dar viajeira, vou querer roubar minha coração. Panorama misteriosa, bota sensual, bota um bombom. Minha coração é prisioneiro. Cinderela viajeira, vou querer roubar minha coração. Panorama misteriosa, bota sensual, bota um bombom. Minha coração é prisioneiro. 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 Obrigado.
Please don't go yet. Don't go yet. Please, please. Are you done? Okay. I thought jamais 203 that they would accept the third one, but 2 was already good enough, isn't it? Yeah, thank you so much. We are waiting for the Honorable Minister to come. One of the first things that we have to do is to give you a summary of what happened during the last 3 days. Like we did last time, it will be through a video. But before we have the video, I don't know if there is a roaming mic somewhere. It will be nice to hear from the audience. Maybe starting from those who came from very, very, very far. Who thinks they came from very, very far to this forum? If you think you come from very far, raise your hand. Where do you come from? From Quebec. Who thinks he came farther than Quebec? Yes? From Nebraska. So I believe Nebraska is farther than Quebec. And from Colorado. Is anyone to challenge Colorado? Yes? "40 hours. Wow. So we'll give the one who traveled the longest and the one who traveled the farthest the opportunity to say a word. Please come. I see another hand. You from Rwanda, yes. Karibu. Come. Please come. And then Jennifer, you can't run away. You also have to come. Just prepare the few words that you'll say. Yeah. Yeah, please. The 3 ladies made a contribution to the prior declaration. It came in a bit late, but we promise you it will be taken into account because it's not going to change the spirit of the declaration. Please, 1 minute to each one of you.
Hello, everyone. We thank you all for this opportunity. It was a great honor for us to be here, though the distance was too long. But after reaching here, meeting different people, attending different sessions, the long journey, we could not remember that we took all long. So we thank you, WASAG, for this opportunity. Let's continue to work together in different sectors depending on what we are doing in everyone's career so that we can have a common goal to achieve our goals. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here. I was glad to be here, even though, as she said, the journey was long. But I loved attending this forum, the insight every presenter presented, and in particular, the Cabo Verdean people. I love their energy.
Thank you. I also have a few words to say. I really enjoyed my time here, learning from what everyone has been doing in their the sector and every project that we've been doing. I wish we could stay longer than leaving on Monday because I love the food. I love the people here are very friendly, and yeah, hope to come back soon. And you're also welcome to come to Rwanda. So yeah.
No, I think use that one. Yeah.
I shouldn't have argued with Nebraska. Sorry. We're just this much further west. I'm Jennifer Riley Chetwin. I'm here with my colleague, Billy Canale. We are from Denver, Colorado, in the Rocky Mountains. I'm just curious, has anyone ever been to Colorado? Nice. Good. Okay. Not bad. More than I imagined. Anyway, I want to thank WASAG and all of the partners for a warm welcome for our first time here participating in person. This is way better than Zoom calls. Such a terrific diversity of backgrounds and specialties, and we are really just proud to be among this group here and really look forward to learning and continuing conversations that were started here. So thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Now we heard about the hospitality of Cape Verdean. So who from Cape Verde wants to say something to the visitors? Yeah, please come. Come forward. You can hear from a man and you can hear from a lady.
Okay, good afternoon. Em crioulo para representar Cape Verde. Hã? Crioulo? Ok. A mim se preocupar, não se contente, agradece tudo que as inteligências para escolher nosso país para pedir um assunto sério que se bem transforma mundo e vida, economia, conhecimento de negócio em diante. Mas a mim, por exemplo, me fico um bocado insatisfeito também. Aquilo que é mais preocupante depois de congregar tudo que alguém ali, me encolhe nós muito da mistura. E apesar de me sentir só como agricultor, ontem tinha elder, age pelo menos, vantagem estranha uma hora que está a fazer um evento daquele só com o pessoal do ministério, sabe? Então é disfuncional. Agora, depois daquela.
No. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Mais devagar.
Yeah.
You see, I've been silent since I've been here for 3 days.
Yeah. So the honorable minister is coming and we are going to start. So let's just be seated. Can we have the video of the closing of the forum, the summary of the forum? Welcome to this second WASAG International Forum on water scarcity in agriculture here in Praia, Cabo Verde. 3 days of intensive engagement, networking, discussion, exchange of information, reaching consensus to find solutions to water scarcity in agriculture in an agreed way.
Second International Forum of WASAG here in Praia, Cape Verde, have the theme of making agriculture resilient to climate change. And that complements the vision of WASAG to really have a food system that is secure and resilient to the impacts of climate change.
É o melhor espaço para sediar o Fórum do WASAG, como eu disse, pela nossa resiliência, por aquilo que Cabo Verde representa relativamente à luta e ao combate à aridez, à seca, e mesmo assim produz agricultura e quer produzir cada vez mais agricultura, e termos toda a abertura em partilhar e receber todas as contribuições científicas, académicas, de pesquisa, de investigação, para juntos melhorarmos o nosso desempenho.
The International Forum of the WASAG is the great opportunity that we can hear much more the solutions to the water scarcity from all the members, that we can learn from each other, and that we can be able to help to share those experiences and also share those solutions to other countries.
Principalmente a troca de experiências, a partilha de experiências com os vários países, os cientistas, as organizações que aqui estão presentes em Cabo Verde, e facilitando naturalmente a interação entre os técnicos, os cientistas cabo-verdianos e naturalmente aqueles que virão, estão aqui e que estão também online neste importante evento.
Cabo Verde is super well placed to be hosting this international event that FAO is supporting, and actually FAO, and this is what we also like as Switzerland, FAO is realizing that agriculture and water are linked in a systemic manner, and FAO is moving also we think in the right direction with this.
We wanted to bring water again to the main national agenda, but to the global agenda also we want to contribute a little bit on these purposes.
Give a hand of applause to Jim. He is the brain behind this video. And what time did you go to bed?
It was more about what time did I wake up.
What time did you wake up?
We only traveled 8 hours from Rome, so we didn't have to, we didn't lose as much sleep as everyone else. We're going to sleep enough when we get home, though, that's for sure.
Yeah. His second first name is Passion. Yeah, thank you very much, Jim. We had planned a second video on water scarcity in agriculture, but I think we had 2 songs. We had people speaking, and I think it's much, much better. So without further ado, I'm going to invite the chairperson of WASAG first to come to the podium. Then Dr. Li Feng Li, also to the podium. Then the permanent representative of FAO to Cabo Verde, Ana Tuza. Then His Excellency Ambassador Pio. And then His Excellency the Minister of Agriculture. So we are going to read through the chair of WASAG the prior call for action. It has 3 components: a preamble that says where we come from, and then recommendations. You've heard it through various high-level speakers, from the Prime Minister, the Ambassador of Switzerland, the value of holding the forum here. So there are recommendations that are made in that sense, but also greater political mobilization from other member countries, and make some recommendations as to the engagement of these members and where we hold this forum. And then the third component is the work that you've been doing throughout these days, and that will be call for actions. In the previous forum, we had commitments. This time, we want action. The actions are emerging, and they have been discussed, workshopped. The only task that remains is to edit them for language and maybe to put them together. But the spirit of each one of the recommendations that you made will be taken into consideration. So I invite Mr. Felix Render, the chair of WASAG, to read the prior declaration, which is also being translated in Portuguese, and the version will be available shortly. Over to you, Felix.
Thank you, Chair. They said they will bring me a clicker for the presentation, but I don't see the clicker here. Will it be moving? Good. So, prior declaration at this second WASAG International Forum, Making Agriculture Resilient to Climate Change. You can roll. Next slide, please. Here's the clicker. Let me handle it. Obviously, you all were here together during the opening session, together with the Prime Minister, the Minister, and other excellencies. And the second WASAG International Forum on Water Scarcity in Agriculture, with the theme, Making Agriculture Resilient for Climate Change, Water Scarcity and Opportunity for Action and Collaboration. The water scarcity remains one of the greatest challenges of the 21st century, especially for the agricultural sector. The global framework on water scarcity in agriculture embodies the active commitment to deal with this challenge collaboratively, as manifested in the adoption of the Rome Statement on Water Scarcity in Agriculture on 20th April 2017, during its first meeting of partners. The first WASAG International Forum, which took place in Praia, Cabo Verde from 19 to 21st of March 2019, with the theme Leaving No One Behind, adopted the Praia commitments as a firm step towards decisive actions. Soon after, WASAG developed a strategy for 2021-2024 with the title Turning Water Scarcity into Opportunities for Sustainable Agriculture, Food Security and Nutrition. Its partners, driven by the objective, work together freely and innovatively to implement the strategy despite the COVID-19 pandemic. WASAG has held webinars and virtual workshops, resulting in several knowledge products as published on its website. WASAG also continues steadily to receive recognition and the mandate to support countries in finding solutions to cope with climate change in agriculture in the face of climate change, as expressed during the meeting of the Committee of Agriculture and the Committee on Food Security of the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. Consequently, while in the aftermath of COVID-19, the Prime Minister of Cape Verde, His Excellency, Mr. Ulisses Correia de Silva, together with the FAO Director General, Mr. Dong Yu, invited the partners and stakeholders of WASAG to reconvene in Praia, Cabo Verde from the 7th to the 10th February 2023 for the second WASAG International Forum. The theme of the second WASAG Forum is Making Agriculture More Resilient for Climate Change and Opportunity for Action and Collaboration. Can assist there to scroll. So the recommendations. We, the participants of the second WASAG International Forum, consisting of government and intergovernmental organizations, United Nations agencies, academia and research institutions, civil society organizations and non-governmental organizations, professionals and private sector organizations consisting collectively of partners and stakeholders of WASAG, recognizing the confirmation of the continued and extraordinary commitment and leadership demonstrated by the Government of Cabo Verde at the highest level of hosting for 2 consecutive times the WASAG International Forum and by providing adequate resources for a successful forum. Recognizing the resilience of the people of Cabo Verde to water scarcity in agriculture and the opportunity provided to experience uniquely in the field of all the facets of water scarcity in agriculture and the efforts to find solutions in the country. Appreciating the consistent supportive role that the Government of Cabo Verde, Switzerland and Italy provide to WASAG, both politically and otherwise. And appreciating continued mandate given to WASAG to support its members in finding solutions to water scarcity. Recalling the endorsement of WASAG by 83 Ministers of Agriculture during the 9th Berlin Agriculture Ministers Global Forum for Food and Agriculture, acknowledging that water scarcity in agriculture will only get worse in the future, and adopting the offer by the Government of Cabo Verde to make Praia the capital city of WASAG. The recommendations, therefore, all member countries are invited to become partners of WASAG. Secondly, a member country is designated to chair WASAG, starting with Cabo Verde. Thirdly, FAO convenes every 2 years in its headquarters at Rome, Water Dialogue on WASAG, with all the member countries, where WASAG will report on the progress made, receive an updated mandate and mobilize the required support. Fourthly, the WASAG Forum is convened in Praia every other second year to provide space to partners and stakeholders for sharing solutions and progress towards tackling water scarcity in agriculture. So, call for action. Emphasizing continued relevance of the 17 commitments from the first WASAG International Forum of March 2019, we, the participants of the second WASAG International Forum, further call for the following actions. Mobilizing greater political support for an enabling environment to address the effects of water scarcity and climate change on global food and water security, and positioning agriculture at the core of international climate change discussions. Secondly, promoting national ownership and leadership of the members to implement strategies to cope with water scarcity in agriculture, taking into account local perspectives. Thirdly, stepping up collaborative actions on water scarcity in agriculture among countries, accelerating strategic actions, including policies and investments, and committing the required resources. Fourthly, adopting international and/or cross-sectoral collaboration and multidisciplinary approaches, adaptive governance involving concerned institutions, including those representing farmers and agriculture, role players, women, and the youth in any action, including the design, decision-making, and financing of projects, as well as a capacity building on topics such as droughts, irrigation, saline agriculture, etc. Fifthly, using innovative financing mechanisms, including blending financing, to enhance inclusive technology access and incentivize farmers and private sector actors in accelerating sustainable water management practices at scale. 6, developing the knowledge base on viable and innovative business models, promoting farmer-led irrigation and effective ways to support entrepreneurs, especially youth and young entrepreneurs in agriculture, water management on farms, and in the relevant value chains. Number 7, sensitizing, sharing knowledge and support, proof of concept projects to couple agriculture water management with food and nutrition and with water, sanitation and hygiene. Developing objectives to accelerate progress on SDG 6, clean water and sanitation, SDG 2, zero hunger, SDG 3, good health and well-being, especially in off-grid rural and urban small and medium-scale farming systems. Number 8, promoting actions as a community of practice of water and nutrition to elevate attention to water security and food and nutrition security, global development policy and investments, including the follow-up of United Nations Water Conference 2023, UNFSS 2021, and UN Action in Adaptation. Number 9, including the safe reuse of wastewater and other non-conventional water resources in agriculture as one of the key components contributions to addressing water scarcity in agriculture and addressing water quality for the production of healthy and safe food and the conservation and protection of the environment. Number 10, developing climate-sensitive and water-productive interventions for dryland agriculture with special attention to the needs of women, youth, and the elderly. Number 11, tackling drought urgently and proactively through the early warning, assessing impacts, and building resilience across social sectors and ecological systems. Number 12, addressing the linkages between human mobility and water scarcity at local, national, regional, and international levels in dedicated water, climate change, migration policies, and financing with whole of government approaches that the most vulnerable migrants and displaced persons exposed to the water scarcity. Number 13, intensifying the monitoring of soil and water salinity in order to provide the best customized solutions for the soil and water management in salt-affected areas, selecting the proper salt-tolerant crops and suitable biosaline farming systems that can be strengthened food and nutrition security for farmers affected by salinity. Number 14, establishing capacity building programs and particularly inclusive of women and youth on farm and in the value chain to strengthen the saline farming proposition in salt-affected areas. Promoting and adopting farmer-led agriculture management as an important pathway to achieve inclusive, equitable and sustainable agriculture water management under climate change. And then the last two. Number 16, applying digital agricultural water management and the early inclusion of users, including farmers, in the development of the tools as a condition for success. And understanding the water, energy, food and environment nexus and the policy trade-offs needed for improved resource governance and management and upscaling optimal utilization from these resources under increasing uncertainty. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Chair. Now we are going to call on His Excellency Ambassador Wayne Bust, Ambassador and Permanent Representative for Switzerland to the United Nations in Rome, to deliver his closing remarks.
It's functioning? Okay. So good afternoon, and I apologize I didn't prepare any intervention also because it doesn't make any sense to prepare an intervention prior to know what's going to happen. Let me try to translate in other terms what has been presented, at least in my personal way of reading it, is the following. For more than 20 years, there's a group of people, including myself, that believed, okay, we've done it. We managed. We managed to overcome the divide. We managed to overcome north, south, east, west, intergenerational, sectoral competition. We managed even to somehow put a little bit under control our egos, personal egos. Say, okay, we are getting there. It's fine. Then, among others, there were several things, but among others, the recognition that climate change is a reality and the effects of it are real. We were hoping that this naturally would bring us to even a stronger unifying force. And we were thinking, okay, interconnectedness, the fact that we can know, can see from each side of the world what is happening, we can get more united. Then a day waking up and realizing that is absolutely the opposite that is what's going to happen, and it was difficult to understand why suddenly everything went back into business of the past, in which we have to say, first my people and then the others. And this is what we are struggling, all of us, at least. I don't know. This is one of the reasons why I asked to the Minister of Agriculture, I permitted myself to ask, how are you internally managing your conflicts when you have to agree with, for instance, funding allocations? Because this is something that it's difficult. And it's when suddenly you feel that you have a lot of imperatives, a lot of urgencies to deal with, and you need to serve everybody. There are trades-off, and it's difficult to take decision. And these days, I can tell you, really, it's, and again, maybe because we are the Swiss, we are trying to take seriously our mandate into the Security Council and bringing also some discussions in relating climate change and peace. So we really are trying to see how we can help out, both ourselves and others, to reconnect and get a unifying energy again on the move. And I don't go into details of what WASAG is going to propose for the future, But my wish is that WASAG, first, that would continue, have a bigger mandate, but also, very importantly, creating a safe space for those that are daring to believe and act in a unifying manner. It seems, in words, it's very easy, but take decisions and political decisions that wants to be unifying. This implies defining priorities, because you cannot do everything at the same time. So the fact that we have a platform like WASAG that will allow to explain also the reasons why we are taking certain priorities, which are political, and we need to couple them with technical solutions that are already there. The partners are there, and they're having this. But they feel, quite often, they feel not being part of it because they feel that their innovations are not getting to the right point. Okay, let's give WASAG a space for those that are succeeding in taking leadership and being brave enough to push for and believe in unifying forces. Let's give them the space to tell to all of us that are not believing in this anymore to get back and try to follow the examples of those who are doing that. And I think this in the name of everyone. This is important. Men, women, young, old, alike. And with this, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to have invited us, Switzerland and myself, to this event. I was totally impressed by what is happening here, and I think this should be brought really up to the world to see and to try maybe also to follow a little bit the example also those places, areas and countries that think that we have it all already right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Excellency. Our Deputy Director General, Mrs. Maria Elena Semedo, was scheduled to deliver her closing remarks. We had made all the links, everything was ready, but she's on mission in Barbados and she has been summoned to a meeting with the Prime Minister of that country, and it's taking longer than expected. So we would like to thank Ms. Ana Tuza, the representative of FAO to Cabo Verde, for accepting to deliver those closing remarks on behalf of Madame Semedo.
Muito boa tarde, Senhor Ministro da Agricultura e Ambiente, Excelência, Senhor Embaixador da Federação Suíça na FAO, Senhor Diretor da Divisão de Terras e Água da FAO, Senhor Presidente do WASAG, digníssimos conferencistas, minhas senhoras e meus senhores. Eu tenho aqui a subida honra de apresentar a vocês as considerações finais e a mensagem da senhora Maria Helena Semedo, que é a diretora-geral adjunta da FAO. Ela nos envia a seguinte mensagem. Excelências, amigos, parabéns a todos por este bem-sucedido segundo Fórum Internacional WASAG sobre a escassez da água na agricultura. Ao governo de Cabo Verde, que é o meu país, disse a senhora Semedo, por acolher pela segunda vez este importante fórum que atraiu mais de 1.500 participantes, dos quais mais de 300 presencialmente e mais de 1.000 virtualmente, todos provenientes de mais de 80 países, representando um amplo espectro de partes interessadas. Aos parceiros e amigos da WASAG por adotarem o apelo à ação da praia. Vocês não apenas adotaram a praia como a cidade capital do WASAG e recomendaram que todos os membros sejam parceiros do WASAG, como também pressionarão para ações ousadas e ambiciosas na gestão da seca, na capacitação de agricultores para gerir a água de forma inteligente, nos mecanismos inovadores de financiamento, na valorização de dados e tecnologia, o combate à migração, a nutrição, a agricultura salina, que promovam o uso agrícola sustentável da água e a qualidade da água. O apelo da ação da praia demonstra que, trabalhando em conjunto, podemos encontrar soluções práticas, inovadoras e replicáveis para a escassez da água. Observo que as áreas de interesse do WASAG estão se expandindo para refletir verdadeiramente as necessidades e prioridades dos países. O apelo à ação da praia será agora o barômetro do WASAG. Minhas senhoras, meus senhores, gostaria de agradecer a todos os países que apoiam o nosso trabalho. Sem vós, não podemos fazer muito. Agradeço aos parceiros da União Africana, o CDAO, SILS, especialmente considerando como a África e a África Ocidental são particularmente atingidas pela escassez da água. E gostaria de agradecer especialmente a Sua Excelência, o Sr. Pio Wenbutz, embaixador e representante permanente da Suíça junto às Organizações das Nações Unidas em Roma. A FAO reconhece a Suíça por ser um firme e forte apoiante do WASAG desde que a parceria foi estabelecida em 2017. Amigos, a FAO está fortemente empenhada em promover e implementar a gestão integrada dos recursos hídricos para tornar os sistemas agroalimentários mais eficientes, resilientes, inclusivos e sustentáveis. O WASAG é fundamental para esse compromisso, uma parceria fundamental na nova Jornada da Água da FAO, onde ela figura nas agendas de todos os órgãos governamentais e no tema da conferência da FAO deste ano. De facto, nossos membros afirmam continuamente que confiam nos parceiros do WASAG para fornecer soluções para lidar com a escassez da água na agricultura. A esse respeito, um grande apelo aos colegas da Divisão de Terras e Águas sobre a liderança do Dr. Li Fengli e também aos colegas da FAO, da representação da FAO em Cabo Verde, que trabalharam lado a lado com o Ministério da Agricultura e Ambiente para que este fosse um fórum de grande sucesso. Quando vocês forem ao terreno amanhã, descobrirão que chegaram à capital da escassez da água na agricultura. Em Cabo Verde, a resiliência é fundamental. Nada impede que o povo deste país transforme as duras condições em oportunidades para desenvolver sistemas agroalimentares resilientes. Vamos trabalhar juntos, com determinação e inspiração, para enfrentar a escassez da água e alcançar a melhor produção, melhor nutrição, melhor ambiente e uma melhor vida para não deixar ninguém para trás. Mais uma vez, parabéns e nos encontraremos novamente na praia e no outro grande fórum. Muito obrigada.
Honorable Minister, before I invite you to deliver the closing remarks, I would like you to acknowledge some champions who have made this forum possible. And on behalf of FAO and on behalf of your ministry, I would like to call His Excellency Ambassador Pio to receive a recognition. Yes, please. Switzerland warms our hearts.
Oh,
yes.
Thank you.
You were the first to put money on the table to assist us.
Not only the heart, but also the...
Yes, the pocket, indeed. So thank you very much to the people of Switzerland.
Thank you. Thank you very much for this one day after birthday present.
It was your birthday.
Yesterday, yes.
Oh.
Mariana knows.
Yeah. Then I have, Honorable Minister, I have two twin brothers here in Cabo Verde. Yes. The one is your Secretary for Agriculture Economy, Mr. Miguel Angelo Damura. Please come. Even when he was on mission or on private businesses outside Cabo Verde, he would call me, and we had an open line, never after midnight, but anytime between 6 o'clock in the morning and 6 p.m. We have been talking and talking to make this happen. Thank you, Miguel. Thank you very much. Yeah. You can say something. You want to say something?
Só dizer muito obrigado. Eu sou um servidor público. E é isso, servidor público à disposição de Cabo Verde.
The other twin brother is Claudio dos Santos. Everything that you see here, from the event we had yesterday, from all the decoration, all the logistics, this is the man behind it. Thank you.
Muito obrigado, eu não estava à espera, mas também, como disse o Sr. Secretário de Estado, é a nossa missão, é a nossa responsabilidade e confesso que tenho tido muito prazer e gosto em fazer o que junto fizemos. Boa tarde e muito obrigado.
Then our very own chair of WASAG for keeping us to order in a very quiet and soft manner. Please, Felix, come forward. Say something. Yeah. Yeah.
You want to take a picture?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Felix. Last but not least, we have a home in Cabo Verde. Yes. We can write at 3 o'clock, at 7 o'clock in the morning, and 9 p.m. We know that we can rely on the representative of FAO in Cabo Verde, Ms. Ana Tusa, anytime. And her staff, so on behalf of your staff.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. Obrigada. Nós temos aqui neste país uma representação que é uma família. Nós falamos de família e isto é da família. Muito obrigada.
Honorable Minister, I invite you to deliver the closing remarks and send us home. Thank you.
Muito boa tarde a todos. Senhor Secretário de Estado de Economia Agrária, Senhor Diretor da Terra e Água da FAO, Senhora representante da FAO em Cabo Verde e que nesta cerimónia de encerramento, está a representar a senhora diretora adjunta da FAO, Maria Helena Semedo, senhor embaixador da Suíça, representante permanente deste país junto das Nações Unidas em Roma, senhor presidente da WASAG, senhor secretário executivo do SILS, senhor magnífico reitor da Universidade de Cabo Verde, senhoras e senhores representantes das organizações internacionais, senhoras e senhores responsáveis das várias instituições públicas de Cabo Verde aqui presentes, senhoras e senhores participantes e conferencistas da WASAG, caras e caros convidados, senhores técnicos da comunicação social, muito boa tarde. Estamos a chegar ao fim do segundo Fórum do Quadro Global sobre a Escassez de Água na Agricultura, o WASAG. Permitam-me, em nome do Governo de Cabo Verde, ao mais alto nível, manifestar a nossa grande satisfação pela forma como decorreu, pelos resultados alcançados e pela entrega dos participantes, representantes de organizações, cientistas, técnicos, altos responsáveis da administração, setor privado e sociedade civil. Na reflexão e partilha de opiniões, conhecimento e experiência à volta dos assuntos agendados para estes 3 dias de trabalho. Creio que podemos todos nos regozijar do facto de que este evento, na linha da estratégia definida, veio consolidar ainda mais a ideia de quão pertinente é tornar a temática da escassez da água uma oportunidade para a resiliência da agricultura e dos sistemas alimentares e de inseri-la de forma mais vincada na agenda mundial da água. Permitam-me também, em nome do Sr. Primeiro-Ministro de Cabo Verde, manifestar uma vez mais o firme engajamento do Governo de assegurar a nossa participação e acolhimento dos fóruns da WASAG, assumindo também, conjuntamente com a FAO e seus membros, o papel de liderança na mobilização de maior adesão de países e mais parcerias para a consolidação deste, que deve ser o principal fórum técnico de discussão sobre a escassez da água na agricultura. Quero, dentro deste contexto do papel de Cabo Verde, aproveitar esta ocasião para agradecer o magnífico reitor da Universidade de Cabo Verde e congratular-me com a abertura e o sentido estratégico que demonstrou ao associar a WASAG à academia aqui no nosso país, tendo estabelecido um protocolo com o Governo de Cabo Verde, através do Ministério da Agricultura e Ambiente, numa perspectiva de longo prazo. Fica assim permitida a utilização destas magníficas infraestruturas para a realização dos fóruns da WASAG e realização de outras conferências e estabelecer a cooperação na realização de atividades técnicas, científicas e pedagógicas que contribuem para a modernização da nossa agricultura e para a resiliência do sistema alimentar. Muito obrigado. Não pretendo abusar do tempo, mas em matéria de parceria institucional, não posso aqui olvidar de realçar a disponibilidade do SILS, na pessoa do seu secretário executivo, Dr. Abdullahi Mohamedou, que mobilizou tempo dentro da sua bastante carregada agenda para estar presente neste fórum. É claro que a WASAG tem tudo a ver também com o mandato do SILS, mas nós olhamos para este gesto como manifestação de forte potencial de parceria na organização e, acima de tudo, na mobilização dos países saelianos em se associar a esta causa e partilhar a sua longa experiência na matéria. Senhor Secretário Executivo, contamos consigo, especialmente na promoção de eventos paralelos para este efeito. Senhoras e senhores, indo para os resultados e sem a mínima intenção de repetir a declaração aqui lida, que parece-me bastante completa, permitam-me afirmar a minha firme convicção que o seu conteúdo nos encoraja todos a continuarmos a contribuir ativamente na concretização dos objetivos, de todos os objetivos para que foi criada a WASAG. Ainda me lembro da primeira reunião que tive durante o Fórum Mundial da Água no Brasil, quando semeamos as primeiras ideias para a criação da WASAG. Lembramos que, segundo a ONU, ao todo, 26 países enfrentam a escassez crónica de água e a previsão é de que em 2025 o problema afetará 52 países e 3,5 bilhões de pessoas. Mais de 90% dos impactos das mudanças climáticas estão relacionados com a água, com grande destaque para as secas, afetando significativamente as sociedades e as economias. Estou convencido que todos nós saímos daqui muito cientes da urgência de mobilizar maior apoio político para a criação de melhores condições para lidar com os efeitos da escassez da água e das mudanças climáticas, posicionando a agricultura e a segurança alimentar global no centro das discussões. Da urgência de se intensificar a cooperação entre os países sobre a escassez da água na agricultura, acelerando as estratégias, incluindo práticas, investimentos e disponibilidade de recursos necessários para fazer face a este fenómeno. Saímos daqui também muito cientes da necessidade de se usar mecanismos de financiamento inovadores, incluindo o financiamento combinado para melhorar o acesso à tecnologia inclusiva e incentivar os agricultores e atores do setor privado a acelerar práticas sustentáveis de gestão de água. Também saímos daqui muito cientes da necessidade de inserir as várias tecnologias e conhecimento técnico e científico disponíveis hoje na estratégia de lidar com a escassez de água e divulgá-las ao máximo para a resiliência da agricultura e dos sistemas alimentares. Da urgência de lidar com as secas de forma proativa através de sistemas de alerta precoce, avaliando os impactos e construindo a resiliência em todos os setores sociais e sistemas ecológicos. Também da necessidade de compreender o nexus água, energia, alimentação e ambiente. De ter nisto tudo uma visão holística e promover as políticas de compensações necessárias para melhorar a governação e a gestão dos recursos e aumentar a utilização optimizada dos mesmos sob a incerteza crescente. Podemos ficar satisfeitos do facto de que os resultados do segundo Fórum da WASAG poderão constituir-se num bom contributo para a Conferência das Nações Unidas sobre a Água, que acontecerá em Nova Iorque de 22 a 24 de março, assim como no ateliê regional sobre os roteiros nacionais de água a ser realizado muito proximamente em Harare, no Zimbábue. Não posso terminar sem antes agradecer o empenho da FAO. Na pessoa do diretor Li Feng e da sua vasta equipa, incluindo também a representante da FAO aqui em Cabo Verde, a senhora Maria Tosa, pela cooperação muito frutífera ao longo dos 47 anos de existência de Cabo Verde enquanto Estado independente e, neste contexto específico, também realçar a parceria na realização da WASAG com o suporte do nosso magnífico amigo, embaixador da Suíça, que muito bem tem sabido representar o seu governo nisto. Eu creio que nunca é demais realçar que a Suíça tem estado na vanguarda destes assuntos, destas causas, e que o suporte que tem dado quase que representa, e creio não estar aqui a exagerar, nem a trazer aqui nenhuma falsidade, eu creio que isto representa o DNA da própria Suíça. Muito obrigado. O nosso grande reconhecimento ao Chair Dr. Félix Reinders, pela sua liderança, comprometimento, empenho, mas acima de tudo também pelo prestígio que tem emprestado à WASAG. Muito obrigado. Por fim, quero aqui agradecer, em nome do Governo de Cabo Verde, as equipas técnicas e as empresas que se engajaram muito na organização deste segundo fórum, desejando também que continuem com esta mesma capacidade e profissionalismo na organização dos demais eventos que certamente vamos poder realizar. Por fim, queria terminar desejando a todos uma excelente visita de terreno, também uma boa campanha aqui de plantação de árvores a favor da cobertura verde da Universidade de Cabo Verde, com o firme compromisso de que os participantes que vão plantar as árvores virão de novo no próximo WASAG para ver o quanto essas árvores cresceram. E não podia terminar mesmo sem convidar a todos que estão disponíveis para irem visitar a feira agropecuária, que é um evento nacional, mas que vamos abrir hoje às 17h30 no Largo da Direção-Geral da Agricultura, Silvicultura e Pecuária, no bairro de Achada, São Filipe. Eu tenho a certeza de que irão gostar, serão muito bem-vindos. Visitem esta feira, participem também na sua abertura. Muito obrigado.
So, before we leave the room, let's remember that the field trip is tomorrow. We have to be here at 9 o'clock. Make sure you have comfortable shoes because the terrain is a bit rough. I think we'll have hats and all the things to show that we are in this forum. And then lunch will be provided, and we should be back around 5 p.m. at the latest. So the high table will leave the room, and they will lead us, we'll follow them to the tree planting ceremony. And then at 5 p.m., we should be ready to go to the trade fair that is invited by the minister. Thank you very much. Sorry. Yeah, transport is provided, yes. At 5 p.m. they will be there, yeah. Thank you.